Let's make it real. No better time than now. Just like ever. We have dreams like ever. Let's make it real. You can have a dream. Let's make it real. No better time than now. Just like ever. We have dreams like ever. Let's make it real. You can have a dream. Let's make it real. No better time than now. Just like ever. We have dreams like ever. Let's make it real.
Hi, I'm Aladin. Welcome to my show. As you can see, I am in the park. It's a lovely place. Blue skies in Glasgow. Somebody's having fun on my left-hand side, making noise. You can hear the birds, and you can hear the sound of the waterfall on my right-hand side. So it's an amazing place to do the filming. I thought it's a beautiful day in Glasgow, and I've noticed that some people believe Glasgow is always raining. Well, you can see now the weather is amazing in Glasgow today. We had amazing. It's been really warm, and the sun is just kind of been appearing. So this is a lovely park. It's a park called Pollock Park. And in this park, to be honest with you, I haven't been to this park. I've been in Glasgow, I've been here so long that I have never visited it. It's actually an amazing park. It's a very big park, It's got all the flowers. It's got a lovely, I think that's like a lovely estate. It's got the horses, it's got all the animals. So if you're in Glasgow, you should come and visit, or if you're visiting Glasgow, you need to visit Pollock Park. So that's a bit of promotion for the park. So today I'm going to talk about the secret of having a very stable relationship, a very loving relationship. One thing I realized that 3 things that people worry about. Firstly, finance. Secondly, health. And thirdly, relationship. So relationship is a big thing, and I get approached by a lot of people asking about, how to improve their relationship with their husbands, their wives, their fiancés. All those people who are also planning to get married should listen to this as well. So relationship is something that most people do kind of care more about. We all want to be loved. We all want to feel good, and especially when people getting married or falling in love, they feel great. They do everything for that person. They think about that person so much. But what happens later on, as time goes on, relationship lasts for years or even months, it goes back to normal. They decided, I'm not loving that person. I'm not loving that person, but they still love that person, but they're busy with life. So many things come in life. You're busy with work, children, various other things in life, and then it's a different matter. So way to keep the relationship alive is one of the things that you could do is all about paying attention. What happens is most times is we're so used to being on phones, we're watching TV, and when somebody wants our attention, a loved one's attention, we're so busy on the phones that we kind of not listen. So remember that is take time out, put your phone away. So if you're at home, put that away and spend time with your loved one, loved one with your husband, wife, or even children. Even children needs our attention, but we're so busy with our phones. And so this is one of the things that I think things that we all should do, because we are all guilty of doing that, having our phones. Go out for a walk in the park like this with your loved one, go out, put your phone away, go out for a walk, and just enjoy your time together. That's one thing that you can do as well. Sometimes that we think that giving presents is a way of showing our attention, but actually most couples, they want presence, not attention, a present of that person, being there, rather than a present, a gift. So we all need somebody to be there, the loved one to say that I'm here. There's giving a bit of attention, they're listening, all those things is required. So those are things that most couples forget, is giving the loved one their attention. Attention is a big thing that people forget, and it's not. We can't really blame, because society has become that way, because we're around so much technology, and we're using technology, and that's taking our attention, focusing on those things, and we're focusing away from people. So it's now to realize that we should actually limit ourselves, certain time of the day, not using technology and just focusing on that person. And that gives, that creates a better relationship. Now, appreciation is the next thing that most of us should understand. Is like, we love to get appreciated, especially our loved one is realizing what we're doing and is appreciating what we do, appreciating our struggles, appreciating the dark times, all those times that maybe not been good, appreciating that person is being there. So all appreciating the challenges that your partner's going through as well. All those things are very, very important. Also about, as I mentioned, rather than giving things, just say, I'm here for you. That's all people need, is to hear is, I'm here for you. It's about, just appreciating that person and just saying, I'm here for you, really helps in a relationship. So appreciate the person, your loved one, the struggles, the challenges, the person may be going through. All those things is very, very important. That's things that is really important for a relationship. Compliments. Compliment your loved one as well. Complimenting what they do, saying thank you to them, and for the things to do as well. All this is complimenting them as well. Another thing that you could do is adore the person, support them, whatever the dreams are, support them in their dreams, and just be happy about them, brag about them, give them compliments, etc. That is something that you can do, is bragging about them and just adoring that person. Because a lot of people, or the couples I've come across, is that saying, my husband doesn't support me in what I want to do, or my wife doesn't support me in what I want to do. I think it's very, very important to support your loved one, what they're doing, because that actually brings a relationship very, very close, is supporting that person's successes. I know I've come across a lot of women who say, I want to do this, but my husband's not, he said, I can't do it because I have to look after the family, but I need this in my life. I need something to focus on, but I'm not getting the support. And having that support is very, very important. Other thing you need to do for having a stable relationship is communication. Communication is very, very important. What happens initially in any relationship at the beginning, communication is fluent, we seem to talk to each other, very open. And what happens is, as time goes on and we get to know each other, or get married, we seem to have less communication with each other. And that's what most couples are going through, is lack of communication causes a problem in relationship. Because as time goes on, we grow, grow and become a different person, because life is about experience, and experience makes you grow. And what happens is that couples don't communicate, because we have a different interests, different feelings, what we want to do. There's things happening around the couple's life that is very difficult to, it's very difficult to explain. You're so busy in life that you don't communicate, and what happens is that the two the two people in the relationship don't really talk, and then they feel that they're left out and the other person is not listening. So communication is very, very important. So it's very important to be honest, having that time, sitting down and basically talking about your feelings about certain things, and being honest and open is very, very important, because being honest and open, you know, each other will understand where they are, and then, you know, able to respond in a certain way, help the other person or support, because men and women are so different. Men don't really talk about, you know, feelings, what they're going through. Women are open, they feel that men should talk about it, but actually men are built in a different way. So women out there listening, don't expect your man to just say what he's feeling, and what he maybe needs is a bit of time of his own. Maybe he's working, he's coming back home, he needs a bit of time, he doesn't want to talk. Where women, most of us, we want the man to say, you know, to talk to us and say, how was your day? But maybe they just don't want to talk. It's not because they are ignoring you, it's because they just need a bit of time. So remember, you know, men and women are built differently, they think differently. Women are very openly express themselves, and where a man is more of, they don't want to talk about certain things. And, you know, they find it very difficult, men, to understand how women is thinking. So we need to really understand that, and women as well, we need to understand how a man thinks. There's a book called Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus. It's best to read that book. I remember reading that book many, many years ago, and it made me understand how men's brain work. And there was a part saying that men are like rubber. When you stretch them, that's what happens in the rubber. They stretch and they eventually come back. But you don't want to stretch them and keep nagging, and they snap. So best allow them to go through their process. You know, if they want to watch TV and, you know, watch sports, let them watch that, you know. And they'll always want to talk. When they're ready, they'll talk. Whereas men obviously think they want to solve the women's problem. What women need is mainly for a man to listen. You know, just listen, not to give a solution to a problem. What most women need is that they are being listened to, you know, because most of us hear. It's not all about hearing. We have to listen. Listening and hearing is two different things. And I know I have been guilty, even with my own son. He's saying that I don't listen because I'm too busy with other things, maybe busy working. But I think it's not all about husband and wife. It's about your children as well. You know, children come up and they want to tell you something, and we may be too busy with our work, too busy on the phone, too busy watching TV, too busy cooking, too busy of doing so many things that we don't really communicate that well. So it's very important to communicate. If you want to have a stable long-term relationship, it's very important to communicate with your partner, your spouse. It's very important to that, and have that ongoing. It's not like at the beginning of any relationship, you're talking a lot, then suddenly a year, 2 years, and you don't talk at all. So it's very, very important to do that, is to keep that communication open, you know. Also respect each other in the sense of knowing that each of you are different. Men are different, women are different. Understand how they think, you know. Men think how, and women figure out how a woman thinks, you know, and don't try to solve her problems, because all she needs is just, she wants you to listen. So communication is so important, and having that open communication going throughout your lives together is this thing that you could do. It's something that majority of the couples don't do. Is the communication goes down, everything falls apart, you know. We need to understand each other, and that's very, very important, and to have a stable relationship. So having good communication is very important. So please read that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's a really good book, and I think that if you really want to understand relationships, and if you want to improve your relationship, with your spouse, your partner, your loved ones, then I suggest that you read that. And there is one out for a child, so I can't remember the name of it, but you know, this various book for children as well, how to communicate with children and teenagers and things like that. So another thing you could do is humor, you know, to how to have a even greater bond is to laugh. Sense of humor is really good. Making somebody, your spouse, laugh. I think that's amazing when, you know, your husband or wife makes you laugh. You know, the connection even gets stronger, and you know, together as a couple. So I think we get too serious in life. You just have to relax and have fun and laugh and joke. Watch a comedy together. Sense of humor is good, you know, that's it. Sense of, don't get too serious. I think that too many people get serious about life, you know, serious about what they have to do. They have to relax, have fun, enjoy. So that's one of the ways that you could establish your relationship, is have a good sense of humor. How many people have good sense of humor? Do you have good sense of humor? Yeah. Now go and make your spouse and loved one, your partner, go and make him and her, whoever it is, husband or wife, go and make them laugh. I'm telling you, it's something to rekindle your relationship. Go and make them laugh. Another one is don't take your partner for granted, because we're so used to being around that partner every single day. We're so used to seeing them every day. We take them for granted. So don't take your partner for granted. You know, appreciate them every single day. Know that because they're there, that part of your life is much better, even if you don't realize. You know, there's women who, you know, wives who do cleaning, looking after their children, you know, doing 2 jobs, all those things going. Women are multitasker. They're doing so much to keep the whole family going, and appreciate that. Don't take your partner for granted. Men, you know, women appreciate men. They're working hard and going out to work long hours to you know, bring the wages in, and without that you wouldn't be paying your bills, etc. And nowadays obviously men and women work, so each one is doing amazing things, and appreciate each other. Don't take each other for granted. That's the most important thing you have to realize, is don't take your partner for granted. Appreciate them. And don't be afraid, because majority of the relationships, you know, is based on trust and love, but there are people who are very afraid that they might lose their partner, and fear brings a problem in the relationship. You know, fear of you thinking you might lose somebody, because it could be lack of communication can bring that fear in, saying that that person, or that my husband or your wife or partner might not stay. The fear of losing them, and that could be all to do with up here in the head, and that could cause a huge issue in a relationship. So don't be fearful. You really need to work on yourself. You know, whoever's watching, you need to really work on yourself. When you work on yourself, most importantly, your relationships get better, because of you are getting better. You are, you know, understanding more about yourself, how to communicate, how to respond, how to not to react, how to be happy, and have a good sense of humor. You know, all those things are very, very important as well. Another thing is, I would say to couples here, don't argue so much. Okay, when you argue, you even make the relationship worse. When you argue, when you go to bed, don't, you know, forgive each other. You know, stop arguing. That's the worst thing you could do, is argue and go to bed, you know, and then you wake up and you're miserable. So if you are arguing, if you are, you know, have a discussion and things didn't really work out and you're not talking to each other, before you go to bed, make up before you go to bed, because trust me, that's the best thing, because you don't know what's going to happen. Your partner go to sleep, you might not see them the next day. You know, who knows? Life is too short, so you don't want to argue before you go to bed. And there's so many people who pass away in their sleep, and you never know. The life is too short. So even if somebody's leaving for work, don't argue. Say, just make up and say how you appreciate them, thank them for who they are and what they've been doing. And if you do this every single day, you know, small things will create a stable relationship for the long term. So we all need to take this on board, is that whatever happened, you need to forgive that person, or forgive yourself, because it's so important to have create a concrete relationship. A lot of people stay in a relationship because they have children, and because of that they're unhappy, because they're not willing to sort out the bits that they need to sort out between each other. And they seem to have an excuse saying, you know, don't have excuses saying I'm staying because of this reason, that reason. Sort it out, you know, sort what's wrong, because at the end of the day you came together at the beginning for, you know, because you're in love. And if something is not working, you know, sort it out. You know, if it's communication, you know, it's about various other things, talk about it. Talking is good. Talk up and be honest, and you know, there's always solutions. And this is so important for the couples out there, for to improve your relationship. Also, as I said, communication is a big one. I think that we all should communicate, be honest and open about it, and then you will see that, you know, what we thought about other person may be thinking is not maybe the truth. So having that open communication is important. So the things I covered today is pay attention, appreciate each other, compliment each other as well, adore each other, have an open, the most important thing is having an open communication, communicate each other calmly, not shouting or anything, calm, sit down and calmly sit, you know, away from the children, other members of family, you know, take time out once a week as well, spend time with yourselves, just, and you know, if you got children, find a babysitter, or you know, I'm sure members of your family will look after the children once a week. Take time out as a couple. That is so important, because we're so focused on, you know, making other family members happy and so busy with life and work and things like that. It's so important to spend time as a couple. So take time out once a week, at least if you can. If not, once a month. Go out for dinner, go for cinema, go for a walk in a park like this. Stay calm, and then just go to bed. Don't argue, forgive each other. That's the best thing you could do. Okay, so anyway, thank you for watching me and coming on. And it's lovely to kind of film in the park. It's lovely, it's very calming, the water is lovely here. But anyway, thank you for joining me, and thank you for your supporting me. Thank you for watching my show every week, and I hope you could join me next week. See you soon.